Hello and welcome. It's Debs here with Practical and Simple Spirituality. I want to talk to you today about something that has been coming up a lot with my clients recently and something my own experience has been showing me, and that is how difficult it can sometimes be with other people, this subject of other people. We all have those people in our lives that appear to say things or do things which make it really, really difficult for us to show up as our authentic self. And when we've been on this journey of delving into our spiritual nature, looking at how life works, how our experience is created, we really begin to see that the only person that needs to change is us. And yet there can be some people who that looks really difficult. You know, that looks, I don't get it. I don't see it here. And how can I be different? This is really difficult for me. So I want to delve a little bit deeper into that. So it starts off with a true knowing and an understanding of the oneness of life. So it is worth kind of, when we're on our spiritual journey, to really see that ultimately there is one being here. We are all aspects of or facets of one divine being. So we have the experience of having a separate experience of being a Deb, and you being who you are, and other people being who they are. But ultimately there is one being here. So it makes total sense when we look at how this truly works, that actually when we become different, everyone else that we experience will become different. So how we view other people is always to do with who we are being. And I know from my own personal experience how difficult that can be sometimes with some people. And I'm actually going to go back to there and actually pull something out there in that sentence, because I can see that would be something I would say. There would be certain people I think, yeah, but it's really difficult with them. And one thing to remember is that we are creators. We are the creators of our own experience, and we are the creators of those people. Our words, what we think, what we continue to think, create our experience and create these people. So just the very act of believing into having something like a sentence, yes, but this person is really difficult. I find it difficult to be authentic with this person. That is actually a part of the problem. And I label that kind of thing when I say things like that as the ground that we stand on, because that doesn't look like it's anything to do with our thinking. That just looks like, well, that's how it is, and now so I need to be dealing with that. So one of the first things that I want to point out is I want you to begin to notice how often do you, with these people that you find difficult in your life, how often do you think, oh yeah, there's a problem with this person that needs to be sorted. This is what's going on for you. This is a thought that you have that you believe to be true. And I'm going to say to you that one of the first things that we can do is, as we notice that thinking going on in our mind, to alter that thinking, if you like, to look to something that we do want, because this is one of the ways that we create by giving our attention to something. So when we have an ongoing belief, an ongoing thing that we say to ourselves, whether it is out loud or whether it is something that purely goes on in our mind, when we have a thought, a belief, a saying, whatever it is that we repeat a lot, oh yeah, this is that difficult person, oh yeah, that's that person being difficult, oh yeah, that's how this person shows up. When we are doing that, that is part of the creation of that person. So I'm going to invite you to notice that and to just get curious about how else could you imagine and think about this person. What would you want? What would be amazing if you had the interactions you had with this person, and just start putting your attention on what you do want and taking your attention somewhat off what you don't want. So that's the starting point. And that, honestly, I have been blown away by what can happen differently when I simply do that. That is one of the things that the minute that I begin to get curious and interested and look in that direction, something else, another possibility opens up in my mind. When I find myself in front of this person, it will just come up in my mind. We are, our spiritual nature, our guidance, our inner guidance system, who we truly are, is always working for us. Always, always. And the minute we get curious, that gives it an in. If we ask a question internally to ourselves, how can I show up differently? The fact that you are watching this video, if you have asked the question, how do I show up differently with other people? This video is one way that the divine has put this in front of you to see, so that you get something, so that you can see something differently. That is how amazing, how miraculous, how magical life is, how it works for us. And the other thing is to know that whatever it is that is going on here, this is, however much it looks like this is something that is getting in our way, preventing us doing what we want to do, whatever it is, it looks like a hurdle that we want to get over, whatever it is, trust me, everything is happening for you and not to you. The only cause of anything that appears in your life is you. And I don't mean, when I say you, I don't mean the small you, the you that's here called Deb. I mean the whole of you, God, potentially. And one of the places we can get into difficulty in understanding that is seeing. So when we look at the allness of everything, our divine nature, our spiritual nature, this deeper truth of who we are, it is not something that is separate to us and wants something different to what we want. It is our broader perspective, the bigger part of us, the part of us that stays in the spiritual, if you like, when we come here to be human. So it's not something that is against us. It is something that is I don't even want to say deeply connected, because connected makes it sound like it's something separate that has a connection. It's not something separate. It is us. So it absolutely has at the heart of its guidance a deep knowing of what we truly want. So when these things come up, they are ways, they are really, really helpful things that are coming for us to be able to wake up and see something for ourselves. So when we have a belief or an idea that someone outside of us is maybe intentionally or maybe unintentionally doing something that is hitting up on something in us, and when we cannot be authentic with someone, when we can't be our true self with someone, that is what is going on. It is hitting up in something in us, and it is causing us to behave in a particular way. Like for me, when I find myself in front of people like that, and this kind of thing happens and it hits up in something in me, one of the ways that I would describe it is potentially it hits on an insecurity in me. It hits on I have something, and it is an idea that I am not good enough. And so sometimes when I'm with certain people, it will hit on this idea, oh, they're looking at me in a certain way, oh, they think I'm not good enough. And then that triggers a way of that insecurity being hit upon in me, triggers me into feeling like I need to control what is going on so that I can be safe, so that this person will approve of me, so that I will feel good enough. And there will be some version, it won't necessarily be the same as mine, but there will be some version of something like that going on for you when something is triggered. And there will be some idea of, oh, I have to control this so that it goes the way that I want, so that I can feel safe. And all of our exploration into our spiritual nature, that is all about seeing that our fundamental security and safety is built in, and we have no need to control in this way. What we can do is trust and have faith in who we truly are, and therefore who we show up as in this human experience. Have a deep faith in being authentic in that way, that will work out the best for us. And that, if you like, is the game that we are playing. Can we, when the invitation to control, the invitation to behave in a certain way, that, you know, not have faith and lean into what we know is the best thing to do, but this invitation to, oh, change your behavior, make sure you don't say this, make sure you do say this, the invitation to be in that way, instead of this quieter invitation of just be who you are. Say what you would say if this insecurity hadn't arisen. Be who you would be if this insecurity hadn't arisen in you. And if we can listen to that instead of this invitation to control, to be different, to make sure that we are safe, if we can lean into and have true faith in who we are, it literally will blow your mind what will happen next. Now, if you are watching this video and you've watched this far and you would like me to tell you a couple of stories of things that I have seen, quite simple stories of things that I have seen, and things turn around like that when I have shown up, seen that invitation and taken the invitation to actually be me, be who I know myself to be, and what happened. I'm very, very happy to share that with you. Thank you for watching this far, and I will be back again soon with another video. There will be plenty of information under this video in ways that you can connect with me and we can take this further. Take care, lots and lots of love, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.